Hello, Dr. Mike here for Introduction to Computer Forensics topic on reporting. This topic is going to be along with the final project topic, which is topic 16, which is your final lab. The lab itself will have you produce a report or two reports. And this is just going to quick overview about some good report writing skills. So I'm going to be referring to the Department of Justice Digital Forensics Guide, which you have linked in your shell. As of course, you should be taking really maintain good notes, lots of notes during the actual investigation. We have an output from tools. We have your notes, maybe written, maybe tools, screenshots, and so on. Anyways, it's time to actually take all that, compile it into a report. So Chapter 5 talks about documented reporting. Really great information here. A couple of tips here. You might want to include such things as topography for networks, list of authorized users, and so on, documents made, changed, document operating system, development software used, document information about the scene, and so on. So your actual report itself. Again, this class itself, I had you create your own template. And actually go and look at Appendix A here, which has some case examples, and you can create one from this. Another good place to look at too is our SANS blog has an introduction to report writing, digital forensics. So case summary, acquisition of the evidence, your findings, and so on. And conclusion. So that's a pretty good way to keep it simple. But let's just talk about the report itself. So whether you are given a template at a place of work, or in the case of this class, you created your own template. So let's talk about the template itself. What goes into making easy, understandable reports? First off, I'm starting from the bottom up here. Write clearly. Understand the importance of the report. Limit the report to the specifics, so don't go beyond what you need to go over. And use a good layout. It's easy to understand. So not a wall of text, not all the same case. Things like title, heading 1, heading 2, bullets, tables, graphics are easy to understand. If you use graphics or figures, refer to them as figure 1, figure 2, and so on. Now there could be a technical report, it could be a litigation report. So there might be separate reports. For this class, it's going to be more of a technical report, what your findings are. But understand that a technical report could end up being summarized into a litigation report. But again, you want to explain your methodology used, explain the results, provide supporting material. So keep in mind things like what tool I use to collect, and what I collect from. I collected from a this hash of this image from the USB drive. Here's the hash. Here's the information about it. Here's the chain of custody. Here's an appendix A or B, and so on. Explain the results. What tools did I use to do that? May I use a certain extraction tool? What version of tool did you use? What's the name of the tool? Things like that. And explain the results. Just don't put, here's the evidence that was found. You can say these images were found. These images had this following metadata that was extracted. So again, document everything, assume nothing. Very important. And you could put detailed information into appendices and keep a summary at the top. Again, this is going to depend upon your approach on your template. So understand that you could be using this as witness testimony. You could be called in as an expert witness. This report could be called in as an exhibit. You might be having to talk to the report. This could be a year or more after the fact you did this report. So again, having real good detailed notes and archiving those notes might be very important, because there could be some things you want to explain that are in the report but need a little more detail. So you might do some demonstrative evidence. For example, you might have to talk about what does a NAT mean, what is a firewall, what is a web server log. So again, you might be explaining this to a jury, and again, you're going to be the expert witness. So it could be a while for you. It could be some time before you actually ever see that come to fruition. So you might need to go back and brush up on what happened. So again, there's specific about expert witness. I'm not going to go into expert witness testimony. We'll leave it at this. But again, you might need to talk about what was used during the investigation. And so all these details should be in the report, either in the appendices or in the details, and you might need to talk about those. So again, probably the best thing you can look at here is, of course, examples in Appendix A here. There's some examples. Here's, status, summary of findings. So maybe a summary at top. The items analyzed, in his case, the tag number, item description, then the details of the findings. Sometimes an executive summary might make sense. That could be up here in the case summary. Overview of the case itself too. What's the case about? Again, but someone's going to pick up this report and they're going to look at it. It could be a year after you had actually seen this case. So just a quick brush up on what the case was about. And maybe a summary of the findings up there too. So an executive summary makes a lot of sense. What do we do to actually acquire the evidence? How do we, do the examination? In this case, you can see there's some examples on this sans.org blog here. Using sterile storage media, blah, 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 blah. Here's the hash value using this tool, ABC version tool 1.0, and so on. It's important to understand what version of tool you used. Don't leave that out. Some are calling the question the validity of that tool. That tool is found to be invalid. Maybe that version was invalid, and you didn't catch that. That could invalidate the evidence. So, understanding the tool version, knowing that tool version has been tested, validated, and certified, and the evidence has been, of course, stored and handled properly. It's kind of stuff you want to bring across in your acquisition and preparation portion, and of course, the actual findings. These could be bolded, listed out, what was found, what was used. And we can see, of course, maybe screenshots of the evidence. And of course, as usual, you're never going to use the original evidence, original image. You'll use a certified forensic copy of something, and you can show your findings here. And a nice quick conclusion. You might be called to maybe give your conclusion on the findings. You could just say, this is what was found. Maybe it's not your job to make a conclusion about what the findings mean, just that this is what they were found. And it's up to the investigator to take that and do what they see fit. So again, just clear report writing. This is a great blog here, Introduction to Report Writing for Digital Forensics on SANS. Great one. You can find other examples again. Appendix A in the Department of Justice Digital Forensics Guide has some nice report examples here too you can use. So again, when it comes to the last topic of this class, so hopefully you've already gone through this. This is a good chance for you to watch this video. Go back, brush up on your template, because you're going to go ahead and produce 2 reports, one for each case for this final project. This is a hands-on lab, and you should probably follow this type of guide here. I'd say at minimum, look at the SANS one. Give me an overview of the case, a summary of your findings, how you did it, your actual results, and a conclusion. This is not academic in nature. I don't need to see APA or MLA format. This is it should be a nice sort of a professional in nature report. So again, a big block of text. It's hard to read. Images, screenshots that I don't have any information about them, no figure numbers. You're going to lose some points there. So clear, easy to read reports that have enough information up front to get to the point, and I can read through it and get more detailed information if possible. If you need to have extended information, maybe you have an HTML output or a PDF output from, let's say, like EnCase. That can go to like an appendice. So that's it. Just want to give that quick overview about report writing, and hopefully help get you nailed down this last lab for the Introduction to Computer Forensics course. Thank you for watching.